Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys today? I am coming to you today to bring you some awesome products from an early release collection called Eden's Garden. This is a collection that is going to be available starting November 2nd of 2021, and it will be available until I believe January 3rd. Or while supplies last. It is an early release because the stamp set and the dies will be in the next mini catalog that begins in January. It is the January to June 2022 mini catalog. And in that catalog, this stamp set right here, Eden's Garden, and the dies that are tucked back here, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about them real quick, and then we can move on. Those are going to be available in the mini, but Stampin' Up has chosen to release them early as an early release. These are some projects and some of the items that are available. So it will be available or as first come, first serve, or only while supplies last for the Designer Series paper, the cotton paper, and the garden gems. The bundle itself will be available starting January 3rd. If you miss out on this particular offer, you can get it out of the mini catalog. But these items here are while supplies last. We're also offering it as an entire collection if you want to purchase all the products early. These three will not be in the mini catalog, so if you want them, you have to buy them ahead of time. And like I said, they're only while supplies last. But the entire collection can be purchased for $82 in the United States. And if you do not have a demonstrator, I'd be happy to help you with that. The paper is absolutely gorgeous. This is the Designer Series paper. And then there is some cotton paper as well that kind of has a tissue paper kind of feel, but it is not quite tissue paper. And it is available in two colors, this dark green, which is our evening evergreen, and the soft succulent, which is a more medium green, medium to light green. So those are things to think about. On the description below this video, I will have a link to my blog post where I talk about this, and you can get more information there. But let's get started. We're going to make this really cute gift card holder. I have a Starbucks gift card in here right now, but there is the sleeve that it fits into, or any gift card will fit into. And we are going to make this today. This is my little cheat notes. When I design a project, I always put a sticky note on the back with all the dimensions. So if I ever want to recreate it again, I could do it easily. So that's what that is on the back. But normally, obviously, it would not have that on the back. And it would just be a smooth piece of this evergreen, evening evergreen. So let's go ahead and get started. I am using the Eden's Garden stamp set, the matching dies. I'm also using Words of Cheer just for the greetings. It's going to say Happy Holidays, and I'm using this Happy and this Holidays out of this Christmas set. I wanted to show you that you could use this bundle also for more occasions, so Christmas comes to mind. Since it's right around the corner, these gems are amazing. They're one of the while supplies last. And I have to tell you, last year when they came out with our butterfly set, that was an early release, the paper sold out in less than 2 weeks. So don't think about it too long. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our project. This is what we're going to be making today. And so we're going to start with a piece of Evening Evergreen, which is going to be our core piece. And it is a 4 by 7 inch piece. Now I'm going to pull out my Simply scoreboard, and we are going to score this piece down the 7-inch length. We are going to score it at 3 1/4, and we're also going to score it at 6 1/2. Those are the only two score marks on it. Then we have a piece of thick Whisper White, and I've used thick because it's going to house this gift card in it. And I wanted it, since it's going to be pulled in and out, I wanted it to have some body to it, whereas this white here is just our regular basic white. I wanted the thick for this piece because, like I said, it's going to get a lot of work. but this one right here is just the regular basic white. So we're using the thick basic white for this piece, and we're gonna go ahead, it's 2 3/4 by 6 inches. And we are gonna score it at the 4.5 inch mark right here. That's all the scoring we're gonna do. I love this little scoreboard. It makes my life so easy when it's time to score. So I highly recommend it if you do not have one, to get one of those, because I use mine all the time. All right, so let's go ahead and get our bone folder out. We are going to burnish on all of these score marks that I have made. So this is going to be the pullout, and this is going to be the little housing for our gift card. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and glue this together, and then I'm going to stamp on this piece. So you can use 2 different kinds of adhesive. You can use our wet adhesive, which is our multi-purpose glue, or you can use our tear and tape. And it comes in a bag. I don't know why the bag's so big for it, but it comes in this bag, and it is just basically 2-sided tape that you can tear with your fingers. You can use either one. I'm going to use both. I'm going to use tear and tape down this edge right here, just so that you guys can see both in action. But you can use one or the other. Now, if you are going to use a tear and tape along this bottom edge, you don't want this piece to stick out way too much. So I would use a piece, let it hang off the side. In other words, you're going to put it on like this, where it's hanging off. And when you pull the backing off, just flip it back onto itself so that it goes to the inside. I'm going to use the wet glue there, the multi-purpose adhesive, and I'm going to use that because I can use a very thin line of it, like this. I'm going to put a little bit right on this edge because it's going to overlap that piece where the tear and tape is. So we're going to pull this up, and I'm going to use our take your pick tool to do that. It has a pointy end on one side, and I like to pull it up from the side. I think it pulls up better, but first we want to go ahead and burnish it down so it really sticks to our project. And then we can stick this right here underneath, and it pulls up very easily with that method. So let's go ahead, and once we have that peeled back, we're going to go ahead and stick this piece down. I'm going to use my bone folder to really press that line of glue at the bottom, and I'm also going to use it to press that tear and tape down. All right, so now you have this little piece. It's super cute, and we're going to use the fancy tag topper punch. Well, it's made for a 2-inch piece, and like I said, this is 2 3/4 inch of our thick Whisper White. Now, you don't have to worry about it, because if you're real gentle with it, you can slide it in. It's not going to fit in the track, which is a 2-inch piece. You can see it's much bigger, but you can still fit it in. And you're going to flip it to the other side, and you're going to press it in there. And what you're going to do is just be gentle with it when you press it in, and just make sure that your piece is approximately on the same side, you know, that it's even on, when you see it on this side, so you have a little bit more than this side. So I'm going to kind of shift it a little bit this direction. And now it's even on both sides there, pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a press. That's what it releases from the bottom. I'm going to slide it out, and you see that I have these little extra pieces on there, and it's because the punch is made to fit a 2-inch piece. But like I said, you can use it with other sizes. I'm just going to come in here, and I'm just going to cut straight on both edges, and no one will know that it was actually made for 2 inches. I like using it for more than just the 2-inch, so that's what I do with mine. And as you can see, it looks pretty awesome. No one can tell the difference. So now on this piece here, we're going to go ahead and use our soft succulent ink. And we are going to stamp this large image right here. So when they pull the gift card out, you still have something pretty to look at, just like that. Now it looks like I didn't stamp it all the way, but this is actually how the stamp set is made. And it will give you that light and dark gradation. It's called a distinctive stamp set, and it does that so that you get multiple colors from one ink pad. Now, this is our cotton paper, and as you can see, it's slick on one side, and on the other side, it's a little bit rougher when you feel it with your fingers. On the rough side, we're going to ink the same one up, and we're going to stamp it. It's not going to really show that much, but we're going to stamp it on this side. It kind of peaks at the top and the bottom. You don't have to put anything on it if you don't want to, which is just fine. And then I'm going to just set it off to the side for a minute, and I'm going to go ahead and clean my stamp. I'm going to do my other stamping, and then we will start the assembly process, okay? So let's go ahead. That one has been stamped. Put it to the side. This is our Simply Chamois. So if you don't own one of these, it's a really awesome little tool. It's kind of like a spongy rag or whatever, and you put water on it, and I just have it in an old stamp case or CD case. You don't have to keep it in that. You can just keep it out, and you can wipe your stamps with it. I just keep it in here, and I just rub my stamps along it. It looks like it's filthy, but it actually is not. It's just from all the ink that I've used on top of it. All right. So here is our pocket. We're going to go ahead and stamp this label. Now this label comes from our scalloped contour dies, and it's a really pretty one. The scalloped contour dies have a bunch of nested scalloped rectangular pieces, and they're really pretty. This is one of the smaller ones. It's not quite the smallest. I think it's the next size up. And you can look that up at my website. It's called Scallop Contour Dies. So we're going to go ahead and stamp that just like this. So we're going to go ahead and grab the Evening Evergreen. And we're going to stamp that leafy one. Make sure I ink that good. We're going to stamp that in the middle. I'm going to bring this down a little bit so I can see a little bit better. And we're going to stamp it at an angle like this, right here in the center of our piece. It's really pretty stamp set. Let's go ahead, and that's it for that color. So we're going to close that ink pad, and I will clean this. And now we're going to use our cherry cobbler for our words. And the stamp set that I'm using is called Words of Cheer, and it has quite a few words in it. I'm using the happy and the holidays from it. So we are going to be stamping that in cherry cobbler on the same label. This is the Photopolymer Stamp Set. So while you see that the other one is red rubber or considered cling mounted, these are called photopolymer. So you can see that they're see-through. And when you ink them, you can see the ink through. Well, one of the things about them is that they do stain with certain colors of ink, but they still stamp just as fine, and they clean off no problem. So there's my happy. I'm going to go ahead and clean that before I flip to the other side, since I have both of them on the same block. I'm going to grab my holidays, ink that up, and make sure that it's straight here so that I can get a nice straight holidays. There we go. Happy holidays. We're going to clean that up right here. We're done with that stamp. All right, that's all of the stamping. I like to get kind of all the stamping out of the way. I think it just makes it easier, right? And you don't have all these ink pads in your way. You don't have to worry about getting ink on your hands. I'm done with this punch, so we can put that away. I keep a basket right here next to me when I'm stamping, and it helps me to keep my surface clean. So let's go ahead and mount this piece here onto our Evening Evergreen. I'm going to use the wet glue because I just really like how well it holds. So I'm going to go ahead and work my way around the edges here, if I can get it to come out. And then I'm going to do an X down the center here. All right, we're going to go ahead and attach that. The good thing about this glue is it dries clear, so if you have what I just did, which is get it on my actual piece where I don't want it, you can wipe it off. And then we're going to go ahead and use our seal adhesive, which is our tape runner. Comes like this. And I have 2 pieces of the designer series paper. So one of them is like this and one of them is foiled. I want to have some foiling, so I'm going to go ahead and run a line of adhesive down that piece, and we're going to attach it up here, leaving, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch or so, maybe a little bit less. We're going to do the same thing on the other piece. Put a line of adhesive. And this one's going to go at the bottom. So there's that piece. Now the Happy Holidays, we're going to go ahead and attach that with some dimensionals. And they are foam dots. They come on a sheet like this, and you just kind of pull them off. I'm going to use 5 of them. And then I like to use this Take Your Pick tool to press into them and pull up, because to me it's the fastest and easiest way to remove all the backings and they don't end up on your stamp room floor. I can push them right into my trash can, which is next to me. And then we're going to go ahead and attach this really pretty label right here over the top. And the way that I angled this one, you can see it much better than my last one. So I'm glad that we can see that stamp back there on that cotton paper. So there we have so far. This piece here, we're going to go ahead and slide it in. We're just going to open this up and push it down just like that. And you want this piece that sticks out to, you know, kind of get hidden inside there. And then we are going to use some open weave ribbon. This is in the soft succulent color, which is the lighter green, which is the same color as this cotton paper. As you can see, Stampin' Up really does a very good job of coordinating our colors. It's one of my favorite things about Stampin' Up. We're going to go ahead and kind of pull that into like a little, I don't know, point. And then I'm going to take these little ends and I'm going to feed them through that loop. And then I'm just going to slowly be gentle and pull on that until these little ends stick up. And then I'm going to grab my paper snips. I have 2 pairs. I keep one with a dangle on it, which I designate for ribbon. You can also tie a little piece of ribbon around it, but my team leader gave me this. I just think it's so cute, so I put it on there. And so I'm just gonna trim, and I only use this for ribbon, so it's always nice and sharp. The other one I use for paper, and because of that, it's a little bit more dull, but it works awesome with paper. I'm gonna actually make this one slightly shorter than the other one, so let's go ahead and put that like that. We can throw these in the trash. And the final step, if I clean up some of this mess out of your way so you can see. Let's move everything. I have all these adhesives out, my scissors for my paper, my bone folder. Everything is everywhere. All right, let's move everything out of the way. Now we're going to use the Take Your Pick tool one more time, and we're gonna add these garden gems. Now this is one of the Wall Supplies last items, so don't miss out on these because they're so pretty. And I wanted to add kind of like berries on this little branch. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of the small ones here. This is a piece of putty that's on this end, and I like to push it down when I'm getting ready to use it. And I just use it to slide the gem. It picks it up, and then I'm gonna place it on one of these pieces of, one on each branch there, just like that. And they're cherry cobbler, and they have some iridescence to them, so they look lots of colors, which I love. And then these are so beautiful. The really cool thing about these is you can use them like flower petals and then put one of these in the center. You could put 3 of them. You could put 2 with a little berry. So, I mean, these are awesome, awesome gems. I love anything blingy, so they're perfect for me. I'm so glad that we have them. I love embellishments that are shiny. So let's go ahead and push those back and cover those up. And that is our final step. I hope that you enjoyed my little project. Just needs a gift card tucked in there, doesn't it? Here's the one with the gift card. So I hope that you enjoyed the project. I will have at least 2 other videos on my YouTube channel. Just watch. In a couple more days, I will have the last video for this, and I've already shot 1 video with this suite. And on my blog, I blog every day, so there's at least 7 days worth of content for this set. So check that out. I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. I'm kind of new to YouTube, so if you don't mind helping me out, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Ask your friends to subscribe too. And when you subscribe, you're going to get notifications of when I will post new videos. Check out my blog. Like I said, I blog every day. I've been blogging for well over a year. There's a lot of content on there. The link will be in the description below. And when you go there, you can access PDFs, measurements, lots more fun projects. And I look forward to helping you. If you do not have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. Either pop a comment below or send me an email. I would appreciate it if you give my video a thumbs up, and thank you again for watching. I'm so grateful to have you here, and thanks again. Happy stamping. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts.